We're going to explain how to fix the EPERM Operation Not Permitted error you might encounter when creating a React Native app. This frustrating error usually boils down to permission problems on your system. Let's tackle the most common causes and solutions. 1. Insufficient permissions. The most frequent culprit is a lack of sufficient permissions to access or modify directories or files relevant to your project. On macOS, this often involves using the sudo command before commands that require elevated privileges, but be cautious. Overuse of sudo can create security risks. Instead of blindly using sudo, try identifying the specific file or directory causing the issue. Use the lsl command in your terminal to check the permissions of the problematic folder, often located within your project's node modules directory. 2. Antivirus or firewall interference. Sometimes your security software might interfere with the processes needed to build your React Native app. Temporarily disable your antivirus or firewall to see if that resolves the issue. Remember to re-enable it afterward. 3. Incorrect file permissions. Even if you have overall system permissions, individual files within your project might have restrictive access settings. Check the permissions on your project's root directory and subdirectories using the llsl command on macOS or Linux, or the equivalent in your OS, and ensure they grant necessary read and write access to your user. 4. Node modules issues. Problems often stem from issues within your node modules folder. Try deleting this folder entirely, and then reinstalling your dependencies using npm install or yarn install. This forces a clean reinstallation, potentially resolving permission conflicts during the package installation process. Remember to commit your changes to Git before doing this, so you don't lose any project files. 5. Port conflicts. React Native utilizes specific ports for development. If another application is using the same port, it can cause this EPERM error. Check your system's active processes using ps-aux on macOS or Linux or Task Manager on Windows to find out which process is utilizing the ports React Native needs. Then close that application or change the port React Native uses in your project configuration. 6. Incorrect package installation. Sometimes, an incomplete or corrupted installation of Node.js, npm, or yarn can cause permission issues. Consider reinstalling Node.js and its package managers to ensure a clean and complete setup. After reinstallation, try creating a new React Native project to see if the problem persists. 7. Using a virtual machine. If you're using a virtual machine, VM, you might encounter permission issues due to limitations imposed by the VM software. Ensure that your VM has sufficient resources allocated to it and that the VM settings grant appropriate access to your project directories. Remember to restart your system or IDE after trying any of these solutions. By systematically investigating and addressing these potential problems, you will significantly improve your chances of fixing the EPERM Operation Not Permitted error in your React Native development workflow.